Sigma Eurasia 2024 in Dubai, day one. Astrid Safarian is here at Sigma Media Lounge. Now let me introduce my guest, Alexander Filatov, co-founder and CEO of Everx. Hello, Alexander, and welcome to Sigma Eurasia.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Yesterday at AIBC award ceremony, Alexander has claimed an award of outstanding contribution to the blockchain industry development, and I was one of the first ones to have chance to congratulate you and have an interview with you. So congratulations once again on your winning. Alexander, let's talk more about like Everx, because tell us a bit more about the company. How is it going so far?
Yes, Everx was created. The first name of the company was Tone Labs. Was created back in 2018, early 2018. So we're one of the, I think, pioneers in the space. And the company has always been focused on the core infrastructure development. Essentially, we developed the protocol that was called Freetone and now called Everscale. And kind of there are a few good things about the protocol, but one big thing is that I think we perfected what people typically call sharding, like to the real perfection, and we call it multi-threading. And I'll talk about that in more details maybe later on if time allows. Couple of years ago, we slightly reformed the company into more like a venture studio type, where we incubate different projects. And we're incubating different projects like, we have wallet, browser, messenger, we have decentralized exchange. And our most recent project, which we spun off now as a separate project, is called Git Open Source Hodler, Gosh. It's like GitHub on the blockchain, if I want to put it in simple words. So infrastructure developer for many years, and recently more like a venture studio incubating projects on top of continuing to work on the protocol.
You're an entrepreneur and former corporate executive with 25 years of experience, and the last 8 years of which you mainly devoted to blockchain industry. But you experienced the before and after blockchain behavior. So how that blockchain cryptocurrency impacted on your business behavior?
I think not just business, also personal. So on the business behavior, I think my kind of thinking became more decentralized substantially. Like, for example, I was always working in the office before that. More recently, I figured that it's a big compromise actually to work in the office because you limit yourself to a specific geography. For example, San Francisco or London or Paris, wherever you are, and you recruit your team and your developers in there, which is limited. So I discovered kind of distributed organization. For example, our company, we never had an office. So in 7 years, we never had an office. People work everywhere across, Eastern Europe, Turkey, US, Bali. They can just work anywhere as long as they deliver. So that's kind of one big thing, is this whole decentralized and distributed thinking and behavior. Of course, at the personal level, I became a big fan of different, blockchain things. I have cards from Binance, Bybit, whoever does Visa cards. I'm a big fan of, cold wallets and that kind of stuff. So I bought one of the first CryptoKitties back in, I think, was it October 2017 when they came out. So I tried all the NFTs, all the metaverses. I'm a big fan. So those are kind of a couple of big things. So distributed, decentralized thinking, and being at the forefront of trying new blockchain things.
So it has impacted not only on a business behavior, but also in the mindset. Yeah. You started your career back in 1994 at the Russian headquarters of the Procter & Gamble Corporation and in marketing, right? So later you were moved to the Europe headquarters. So what was the most important thing you experienced there and which you took with you through your whole career?
Thank you. I've always forgotten that experience. Thank you for reminding that. Procter & Gamble is like, as we say, like my first love, because I started when I was 19 years old back in 1994. And I'm thankful to P&G for a couple of things. One is, of course, it taught me a lot of things about, leadership and marketing and communications and all of that stuff, because Procter invests a lot in education. And the second thing is ethics. Procter & Gamble is very famous about being ethical. And the good thing is that I took that kind of ethical approach through the career. But it's funny, just to smile for a second, I think it hurt me a little bit in the blockchain space, because, for example, when we launched Freeton, we launched it, in a very, I would say, conservative manner. No token sales, no ICOs, no shillings, no nothing, And I think partially that was driven by my kind of P&G injected ethics, those, and many other folks do it like, in a more relaxed manner with, more courage, not courage, with more, let's say, opportunistic approach, and we're very conservative. So I think I'm, in that sense, a little bit untypical crypto. However, crypto is of course changing. Now it's becoming more institutional. Today I'll give a speech about institutional adoption of crypto, and it's changing as well. So, but summarizing, basically who I am in terms of the ethics and knowledge is thanks to P&G, and and that I took that pretty much throughout my whole career.
Interesting point. I know you are also will be featuring in Sigma Eurasia as a speaker, VIP speaker. So what will be the topic and what content will you share there?
It's a niche topic, but I found it as I was researching it. I found it very interesting. So the team asked me to talk about how institutional adoption of crypto is impacting the infrastructure, the crypto infrastructure, and I found the topic actually fascinating because my company is basically in the infrastructure space. Is that I figured that there is a lot of influence, because as we now move into institutional adoption with banks doing crypto, with Swift pioneering, with CBDCs, with Bitcoin ETFs, etc. There are big requirements for the infrastructure. I don't want to go through all the points, but basically there is increased requirement for scalability, which my company is one of the players in the space. Interoperability, because everybody wants to, interoperability, and I'll talk about that today at the stage a lot. Storage solutions and custody solutions in general. KYC ML requirements as we move from the brave and wild west crypto world of 2016, 17, as I remember it when I was entering the space, into a more like traditional and conservative space. So of course the requirements and the certain other things. But basically summarizing, the point I'll be making is the more institutional adoption comes now, the better and faster infrastructure is going to develop. So that's kind of the main theme. I'm also talking at the CBDC and stablecoins panel, but that's I think is a little bit more obvious, as more and more countries are adopting CBDCs, and there are more and more great stablecoin projects besides USDT that we all love, and USDC. There is stuff from Paxos and PayPal and the other folks coming into the space, as well as there is more. I think recently there has been great traction also in the algorithmic and cryptocurrency based stablecoins, but I'll talk more about that at the stage.
Well, I assume this is not only thing you are focused on now. So what else you are working on currently?
As a company and me personally, although it's highly, of course, correlated because I'm CEO of the company.
Right?
Yes, it's yes.
You put yourself in it.
So we have 7 big projects in the company for this year, 7 big deliverables. I don't want to go through all of them, but we want to make like not final, but another stage of refinement of the consensus of the protocol to further improve latency and finality, which is important for some of the use cases. We're working on the mesh protocol, which is basically interoperability solution between different chains. We're starting from chains that are that have Tone virtual machines, so Tone, Everscale, Gauche, and Venom, but we'll be expanding later on to the other virtual machines and to the other ecosystems. So those probably would be the couple things I would highlight. For the last year and a half, my company and myself personally, we're also looking very intensely at the artificial intelligence and the interception of the AI and blockchain space. I know there will be a couple of talks later on today, and I was talking on that a lot with Scott yesterday, who'll be a keynote speaker today. Scott Scarnetta, one of the guys who was extensively mentioned in the Bitcoin white paper by Satoshi on the timestamps. And we talked a lot. I think AI and blockchain are very complementary because I'll try to be short because it's a can be a very long subject. But basically, AI is highly centralized, and blockchain can bring the decentralization and the transparency that AI may need to be, ethical and sustainable. So Vitalik recently wrote a great article on that, and again we talked with Scott yesterday. So what we're looking within my company is how we can contribute in that space, like transparency solutions with AI, new generation developer tools using AI for product development, accelerate product development. So that's kind of a big subject. And myself, I'm overall pretty heavily invested as an angel investor, engaged in the AI space. Have 3 projects now that I'm incubating, apart from Everx. So that's kind of the big agenda for this year is contributing to the protocol and advancing on the AI adventures.
Alexander, thank you very much for taking your time to have this interview with us. And we wish you, from my side and from the whole Sigma group, we wish you best of luck. We wish you success in your conferences. Enjoy the rest of the day, a week ahead in Dubai, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Happy to.